Today, ladies and gentlemen, we got in new woods, and I love different types of woods. It's one of my favorite things when it comes to freshwater aquariums. The different types of aquascaping, between whether you want to do artificial plants or a hardscape, really comes down to the different types of woods or rocks that you have available in your aquarium. This here is Cajun wood, and what I like about this, we get this out of Texas. And I love the fact that we don't get too much tannins out of this. It's very few tannins. This is like that old school style wood, and it's pretty natural looking. It reminds me of the old school fish tank I remember as a kid. And I just love the fact that we don't get too many tannins out of this, because that's one of the biggest issues you run into, is when you get a lot of that dark browning inside the water. So this is definitely one of the fastest ones where we can get the tannins out of the tank, and it still looks great. We only get this out of the guys out of Texas. And another cool woods that we got in is Sabu wood, which is really cool. You can see that one and that one, which got a cool looking look to it. That's an African wood. And then we also got in, which is probably my new favorite, dragon wood. About 4 weeks ago, I went to DFW Aquarium Supply in Dallas, Texas, and I'm cruising around because I'm looking at different types of tanks, whether it's rimless, different types of products, and that's one of the things I love to do, is travel the entire country and get different ideas. And I seen this wood. I've never seen this wood before. And I fell in love instantly, because we use a lot of spider wood. You guys can always see that we use a lot of Malaysian. I'm always looking for that different diversity. And the way this look, the character that it has, I love the size. These monsters, I mean, these pieces are probably pushing 55, 60 inches tall. They are unbelievable in the amount of character, and I can already picture the rocks, what we can do with the different types of rocks. These coming up and out of the rimless tanks, and I love the way this looks. Like in my head, I can picture this coming right out of a rimless. And if I wanted to get crazy, I can use air plants for the top. And I just think it looks awesome. Or even in a tank, look how crazy that root system looks. I can almost picture it coming down like this with all rocks on the bottom. And that's one of the things, I've never seen this, and I wanted to be able to bring this in. So I had these all hand-picked out for us. We brought in a ton of these. Look at that. Like, I can picture this right here coming out of a Waterbox 65.4. Just unbelievable for these big freshwater aquariums. It's amazing where we can take freshwater nowadays.
And this one definitely got broke off of one of
That was definitely not an XXL.
Okay, we got in some new form of wood this week that we haven't used before. It's called dragon wood. Most of the stuff is really large pieces. Thankfully, I had a really large tank that hadn't been aquascaped yet, so we're going for a black canvas and let's see what we come up with. It's a long process, so see what happens. Okay, at this point we're going to pause real quick. Basically the bones of the tank are assembled right now. If you want to do just a hardscape, a lot of people like the look of just rocks and wood, you would stop right here. If you want to do a planted tank, this is all set to go for a planted tank. We're going to be using artificial plants because it's a display tank and there's not going to be any water in it, so we can't use live plants. I'll get the plants in there and we'll see how this comes out. Okay, the artificial plants are in. We went with kind of duller colors on this one. This tank and this wood alone is enough to draw your attention, I think. We left the middle open so you can see the rock work and the cool gnarls in the wood. Just remember, it's an aquascape. You're never gonna get it right the first time. It looks good to me right now, but I guarantee you 4 or 5 hours from now, I'll probably be changing something on this. But this is what it looks like when it's done. This new wood looks awesome.